Have you ever been somewhere out of your house and it's really late and something really awkward happens that only you notice because there's not that many people there? Well, I'm going to tell you a short story of what happened just a few days ago when I ended up going to my grandma's and it was a complete accident. I'm Jake Spins from Spade Gals Original with Girl Cyclones, Quincor Flori, and vlogs, as well as art and just all original things that whatever I want to do, as well as we have Spade Gals Productions with gaming and unboxing. I almost made it clean through, and then I miss it. Ugh. I also put a nice little background because the black being on the sides just looked a little bland, so I figured I'd spice it up a little bit, make it a little pretty. So, as I just said, I ended up going to my grandma's to help her. Now, usually once a month, I go for a few days in a week, and then I do whatever to help her. She'll ask me if I can clean the baseboards, and I'll clean the baseboards. This time it was windows, curtains, that kind of stuff. Well, on the first night that I was there, I ended up staying up really late all the nights at like 1 a.m. for at least all of them, which is very bad for my health and I really shouldn't be doing. But I did it anyway because YouTube videos are fun to watch. And I was like, you know what? I really need to be focused on my health again because I've been trying to. It's a goal of mine. So I'm going to go. I'm going to brush my teeth. It's going to help me sleep because then my mouth isn't going to feel like all gross and such. So I did. Got up, walked to the bathroom, and my grandma, when she watches TV, she watches it really loud. Well, to fall asleep, she watches TV, and then she ends up falling asleep, usually pretty early into that. So earlier in the night, at maybe 11ish, my grandma had already been asleep, and I knew this because it was on a religious channel, and I don't want any, like, religious or political comments. No, thank you. But it was on a religious channel because, you know, that's what she watches. She's very religious. And they had this stuff that they were saying very judgmental things about certain things being sins, which I don't completely agree with. Well, most of the stuff, basically 100%, I don't agree with. And I know that my grandma doesn't align with that because of certain reasons that I can't say that connect to me but don't align with me personally, if that makes sense. But anyway, though, so I knew that she would have changed the channel by that point. So she was definitely asleep. And back at 1 a.m., I go, decide, I'm gonna brush my teeth, gonna pick up my toothbrush and brush for health. I don't know why I decided to make that a song. But anyway, though, I heard the TV and I'm like, okay, that's strange. It sounds a little inappropriate. But maybe I'm just hearing this wrong. It just, you know, it's 1 a.m., I'm tired. I'm at the age where anything sounds inappropriate. So maybe it's just one of those things where I'm just mishearing or misunderstanding. So I'm standing there, brushing my teeth, and I'm listening to this because the bathroom's literally right next to my grandma's room, which is divided by like a small closet, and that's it. So even with the door closed, either way, I can still hear the TV. I'm listening, and I'm like, oh, this is actually an inappropriate thing. This is really awkward and really embarrassing, and I can't go in and turn the TV off because if I do that, then I might wake her up. And what it was, you know those hour-long infomercials where they're like, buy this mattress, it's very comfortable, we're gonna demonstrate by laying on it and telling you the beautiful things that's in it, like how fluffy the feathers are. It's specifically 23 centimeters of fluffiness in each feather, and it's great. And sometimes we just divide that up and put them in, and then you have the small mattress. I don't know why I used that voice, but I did. But yeah, like that kind of an infomercial. except for adult products. Now, if you're too young to know what that means, I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll find out at some point what that means. But if you are old enough to know, then you'll probably be going, oh, that's really awkward. But the reason I started off with explaining that my grandma was asleep and that she can't hear very well is the fact that so you know that it's not anything bad. And you might be like, well, Spins, how could you ever say that a religious channel would have such a thing? I'm offended. Here's the thing. First of all, sleeping people can't change channels. TVs don't just randomly be like, oh, I farted, so I changed channel. TVs don't do that. So, A, I know it was the same channel, but B, it was still a religious thing whether it was the same channel or not, because the product was called Adam and Eve. Yep. So I completely knew it was still on the religious channel. So, yeah, that was extremely awkward, and I was like, what do I do now? Like, I don't know, because the spare room is even closer than the bathroom, so I can still hear the TV. So what do I do? And I was so, like, freaked out by it, and I was like, oh my god, this is so weird and so awkward, that I was just like, I'm literally going to put this on Facebook, because I feel like my family will find this slightly funny. So I did, and some people who saw it were like, oh my gosh. Like, they gave that, like, shocked emoji thing for the like. They were like, oh, kind of a thing. In retrospect, it's kind of funny, but it's still really, really awkward. And the way I ended up going by the solution is that I just took my iPod, went into my room, went into bed, and I just played music to the point where it at least drowned out the infomercial, and it was all good. And you might be like, does your grandma know? Yeah, I did tell her at some point during the visit, just because it was super awkward, and I'm pretty much an open book, and I don't know if she really had any, like, reaction to it. She was like, you know, probably one of those, like, oh my gosh, like, but, like, when I would tell people, they'd be like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So I figured I have to do a vlog at some point. I should do this. I should talk about this, and then it'll be great. So, while we didn't have anything last week, you now have the awkward story of what happened as I was at my grandma's. Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and if you didn't, then I apologize for wasting your time. But let me know in the comment section below. Be PG about it, because I was still PG in this, as awkward as it was. Let me know, have you had any awkward moments like this? Feel free to tell me. You don't have to. Don't go into explicit details, because I will delete the comment. But check out all the other stuff, as well as we won't be doing any SGO streams realistically, but I do sometimes stream on SGP. You want to see any updates, go to my Twitter, and I just made a Reddit, and it's Spade Gals Productions, which will be like Animal Crossing Pocket Camp updates and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Keep your toes safe.